first block. First block.
Fingers.
Just watch your fingers in there.
Yeah, I would.
Actually, just let me get out of the way of these rolls because they look heavy. Don't panic, Thomas. Don't panic. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 18th of March, and Tom has asked me to put yet another video together, which actually is quite a commitment, having him chewing my ear off all day. But anyway, I have got commitments on other farms today, so I'm going to be in and out. But yeah, we've got one or two things going on. We're going to do a bit more analysis on the Field of Dreams, and we're drilling some SFI mixes and applying fertiliser, that sort of thing. So we'll find something to show you. But yeah, it'll be a bit more of a fleeting visit. Let's get on, Tom. I'm desperate for cold today, Aaron.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Fashion doesn't come into it.
It's a bit on the nippy side.
Not that I've ever been accused of being particularly fashionable.
Yeah.
So we finished the mustard. You only got stuck twice.
Once?
Oh, once. Oh no, you got stuck.
I bunged up the other one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You've only been here 2 weeks and you got stuck twice. You've done well.
I have.
Average of once a week.
9.8.
So we finished the mustard, finished the peas, so we've done the important bit. And now we're on to the SFI, which is, well, equally as important, I suppose. So, yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure how much we've got in SFI, but we haven't been massive adopters of it. But what we have done is taken a few of the smaller fields out. We've got, you know, some pokey little fields which aren't ideal for 12-metre kit. So we put those into various different mixes. So we were quite lucky in that we got the application done and approved before they shut the SFI. So we are now getting those established. We've got some quite nice conditions really. The soil's dried out on top nicely, but there's plenty of moisture to get it growing, and we're forecasting some rain at the weekend. So hopefully we'll just get done nicely before the weekend. No pressure, Aaron.
Thanks.
And get it washed in, and that'll be the end of that. And they're 3-year mixes, so hopefully that'll be, you know, we'll be able to forget about them for a while. Is that it?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah.
Takes some pleasing, don't you?
Oh no. Well, you were up there.
So you're not a bad old boy, but the problem is you don't know where you're going.
No,
you
haven't got a clue.
around the farm, so
No.
you're going to have to follow me now.
I can do that.
I'll take you to your first block. First block.
On your fingers.
Just watch your fingers in there.
Yeah, I would.
Follow me, dear boy.
Hang on, I've just got to put this back.
So we're just about to start drilling the SFI mixes. This is going to be a legume fallow. Drilling a legume fallow mix at 15 kilos a hectare, which is quite a low rate. The seeds are all a lot of the seeds are quite small. We're doing it with the Serto. As I was saying before, the Serto is really good at positioning the seed exactly where you want it, even small seeds. And while we've got the opportunity, just a quick close-up of the actual drill. So it runs on these front wheels right from one end to the other, which sort of, not compact, but consolidate the soil in front of the coulter. Then you've got your coulter. You see the seed coming out of there now, and then a press wheel. So that is the entirety of the drill. There's no cultivation whatsoever. Apart from, Tom, if you just look there, at the front of the drill, there's some eradicator tines which take out the wheelings. So these are really lovely conditions. We Tiranoed this in after harvest and then joked it fairly shortly after, so it didn't come down too fine, and we just left it quite coarse, as we did with the mustard land. And it's taken the water really nicely, drained well. It's heavy land, it's drained well, and you know, there's a bit of air in the soil, so it's dried out nicely for this job. And the Serto will just scoot over it. It's not doing any cultivation, so it's not going to level it or anything, but it is quite level anyway. And as you see, those front wheels consolidate, and then the coulter just nicely drops it in at hopefully about 1 inch deep. And we'll have a quick look if we can find the seed. but I'm sure it'll be about right, because it's the same as it was for the mustard. So there you go. Yeah, about an inch, perfect. Plenty of moisture in the soil. We're due a bit of rain at the weekend, so we won't mess about rolling it. We'll just let the rain do the job, and once it's chitted and growing, it'll be fine. Alex here is from Riser. You are agri-precision farming. Riser is agri-precision farming.
Yep.
Just explain what you're doing here today, please.
So what we're doing here is scanning. Using this scanner, we creating maps which are going to be used for variable application of the inputs. Could be seed or could be fertilizer.
Okay.
So based on this, what the machine is doing, it's scanning the parts of the fields which are heavier than the others, and based on that, on our offices, they are making the zones. After the zones are made, I'm coming back here to taking the soil samples based on each zone, and after that, on the results, they can make variable rate applications and plants. So this is practically what we're doing here.
In layman's terms, for simple people like me, Alex, what we're doing is we're going to end up with a sheet of paper or a screen with the different soil types in the field mapped up, so that we can then perhaps manage those zones differently.
Yes, yeah, for a better uniform application of the field. So let's say if one part of the field you're going to have, let's say, index 2 for phosphate, and you're going to have another 4 on the other side, you're not going to apply any more phosphate on the part where you're going to have the index 4, for example. You're going to add it only on the part when it's 1 or 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also it's showing different soil textures, different soil types. Different soil types. They behave differently, even physically behave differently. Now,
exactly.
For a farmer like myself, I mean, this is a big farm. We farm at home. We do a lot of the land work ourselves. We do a lot of the tractor driving ourselves. And for farmers in that position, you get to know your land really well, and you get to know where it turns from sand to clay and from clay to silt, etc., etc. You build a picture up in your mind about how to manage every part of your field. However, what this is doing is just being a bit more precise and getting it on paper so we can view it from the office. We can make management. Don't forget that James and myself and people on this farm that are making the management decisions rarely ever get on a tractor. So we are then able to make better decisions from the office. And looking at a screen.
Yeah, exactly. You can imagine that you can use these maps also for identifying patches where you have waterlogging based on the type of the soil that you have there. It might come with some explanations on that.
Yeah. Now, what you will also find that when these maps have been produced, we'll show them on the YouTube. What you'll also find that very often the yield maps that the combine produces, they overlay quite nicely on these. Because the different soil types also the outputs they differ quite widely, and it's quite interesting to overlay them, and then again make decisions based on that.
Yeah, and it's more accurate. It's exactly what you have on the field.
Precision.
Yeah, exactly.
So wouldn't be the widest set of discs we've ever seen on this farm. In fact, actually, you're probably breaking the record for the narrowest set of discs we've seen on this farm for a very long time. But So anyway, we're going to leave you to get on, and we'll just see how you're doing it.
Right. Firstly is the boundary, and after that I'll start going as a sprayer, 20 meters wide.
Yeah.
It's scanning. So that is the process.
So you map round the outside of the field to get the boundary of the field.
Yeah, and after that I'm starting doing the
up and down.
Yeah, firstly I would take 2 rounds of headlands.
Yeah.
And after that I'll start going, as I said, in lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God James isn't here. We run a controlled traffic system. If he sees you driving on the field,
it's easy. It's light. It won't damage too much.
Oh, don't worry.
All right.
We don't worry
All
about
right.
it when he's not here.
So you should be fine.
By the time he gets home and starts moaning, you'll have gone.
All right.
Don't panic.
It's good. You won't even see.
We'll see what you're doing. Right, so that's Alex off doing his bit. So he's going to be beetling up and down like this for an hour or more, mapping this field out. Then he'll send the results back to the office. The office will then take the results onto the screen, and they'll zone the field. They call it zoning. So they draw around each individual sort of different type of soil, if you like. So we end up with lots of different zones. And then that contraption on the left-hand side of the quad, which you saw, was a soil sampler. So once we've got it zoned up in the office, it'll then be sent back to the quad, and Alex will come back probably tomorrow, and he'll soil sample the individual zones, and then we'll have all that analysed, and then we'll come back with the results and sort of try and explain it a bit on the YouTube. So we're I spent the last week saying that I'm not going to roll anything because it's too wet. Actually, just let me get out of the way of these rolls because they look heavy. It's too wet underneath and all the rest of it. Today the weather's changed dramatically. We've got bright sunshine, strong wind, and the land is drying out like no tomorrow. So I've chickened out. We are now going to roll the mustard in just to make sure, because the mustard's not very deep. To the top soil soon dries out, and we'll be in trouble because it won't chit. So we're going to let Raymond loose with these rolls. When James does things, he doesn't do things by halves. These rolls are 24 metres wide. So the one thing about RTK, not RTK, CTF, which really infuriates me, is the number of times that the satellite steering doesn't work. We've just come to the field with the rolls and sat here for half an hour, and of course some code or other that you need had expired, and I had to ring Kieran, who amazingly can work these things without actually being able to see them, and he had to tell me how to put various codes and God knows what in, so it's cost us half an hour. The number of times that happens is just staggering, and of course, not having grown up on a farm with this technology, you just steer and nothing stops you. So I find it all a bit of a challenge. Oh no, well that's going off, that's all right. I'm happy with that. It just takes a while because it's cold, but it just takes a while to go off, but it's definitely gone. It's losing colour by the day now. That was rank green about 3 or 4 days ago, so it'll be all right. Don't panic, Thomas, don't panic. Tom's just starting to panic because this top's gone really dry, but actually, if you dig about to the seed depth, it's well in moisture. We're just rolling it now just to, if we just level it out and consolidate it, it doesn't lose moisture then, or not as quickly anyway. So it'll just stop the soil drying out down to seed level. So hopefully it'll have enough to chit. So we just dragged Kieran into the office for a bit of a recce because we're getting towards the end of fertiliser in, where are we? Cambridge. And we want the tanks emptied, so we are looking at what we've got left to spray or to apply, and what fertiliser we need to do it. Kieran, you have got 284 hectares. Oh, no you haven't. You've got 428 hectares a week left to do, and mustard, 80 hectares of mustard. What are you going to do in the afternoon?
Well,
right, 500 hectares in Cambridgeshire, down to Bedfordshire, 2 days there,
2 days.
3 days in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
We're not going to get done before James gets back. This is disappointing.
No, we're not, but Cambridge will be done. That'll get him off our back, won't it?
No,
at least it's
don't
done.
be ridiculous. Of
Yeah,
course it won't
it
get
will.
him off your back.
He'll be sat there laying in his armchair, won't he? So I won't see him for a little while. I'll be out the way. But no.
Anyway.
Well, I did 271 yesterday.
271 hectares,
Yeah.
that's not bad going for an old boy.
And then before that, I did a 288
Did you
the
really?
other day. Yeah, as well.
You're driving too fast. No, that's good. So
For
actually,
2 days, we'll have Thursday night, we'll be done here.
Oh, easily.
Saturday, we're done in Bedford.
Yeah.
We'll have to sort the lorries out there.
Yeah. So that is Paul's just left the room actually, but But we've got 3 lorries on carting tomorrow, haven't we? So that'll
Yeah,
be
that's
6
6
loads out of
loading.
Yarmouth. That should keep you going tomorrow, shouldn't it?
That'll keep me going. Yeah.
Both of you.
That'll just keep me going.
I'll get that knapsack out again for you. Slow you down a bit.
Yeah, you can go around with that, so that'll do.
Yeah,
I'll keep you fit. I'll take you some weight off.
Oh, cheeky. Right, that is it for another day. Thank God. James is back tomorrow, late, so back in action on Thursday. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry it's been a bit more of a fleeting visit today. We've covered a few things. Hopefully Tom's got enough to cobble something together. I've had commitments on other farms, so it's been a bit, we've been flying about trying to film here, there and everywhere. As I say, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't done already, and James will take up the reins again on Thursday, ready for Sunday, hopefully.